This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so far we have just seen this that you can just click on the Test Case Studio logo here before you start the your testing. You just click on that and everything will be start capturing here in Test Case Studio. Now there's a question like how to execute the recorded session. So this is not a record and play tool. Here you can just record the actions and screenshot. We cannot execute it. This is just simple recorder plugin, because you might have seen other recorder, like whenever we see the recorder plugin, it always comes in our mind that these are the record and play. And generally you also have seen that you cannot just execute that script again and again because of like so many reasons. Those XPath and selectors change, script start failing, and that was like one of the biggest reason that most of the recorder plugin was a big failure. So here this is simple plugin which used to give you the English sentences, steps, as well as the screenshot. And here you also get the data, XPath and CSS selector is also captured. So if you are writing the automation script, then you need not to waste your time to again open the browser and get these XPath and CSS selector. Here we also have like if you miss any step, you can just click on plus. You can like add more steps. Like let's say you want to add a wait statement, you can add the wait statement by adding plus here. You can also delete any particular step if you want. Like suppose you have done something and you didn't want it to keep it here in these steps. In that case, you can delete these steps as well. Here there are more features. You can pause, you can add more filters for XPath and CSS selector. If you want to delete all these steps and record the new test case, you can delete all these steps here. As well as you can remove the column, like let's say you don't need the CSS selector. In that case, you can just hide it from here. And then likewise, there are lots of features. Here you can also set the driver command if you want to generate the partial code for your automation script. So turn on this, and here you see that you have this driver.find element. If the command is added, you can also edit this command if you are using a page object model or Cypress, like you are using Cypress here. So cy.get, in that case you want cy.get and hit enter. You see that it is generating this command. So this way you can generate in any particular command as well. Also here you can execute these steps, like somebody was asking that can we execute these steps. So yes, there is a way that you can execute your steps as well, recorded steps. You click on this button and it will execute your test cases on test trigger. There is another tool, test trigger, with which we have integrated test case studio. So here on this platform you can execute your steps as well at any number of times you want. So this you can do it from here. So whenever you are whenever you want to execute, click on this button and it will execute on test trigger. So this way you would be able to like find out this as well, that like if you want to execute your steps, that you can do it here. And you will all like you will find each and everything on test trigger, that how your test cases is executing and all those stuff. Okay, so this is test case studio, and simply you just add it in your browser. So you have already added it, and then you can before you start your testing, you just click on that and it will start recording each and every step. You can also save that like set the test case name and all those things you can do. It's very helpful, very useful, 5-star rated tool. Pretty much everybody is using, and this is absolutely safe and secure. Like if you have a question that is it safe and secure to use this? So yes, this is safe and secure. You can see that we don't save any user data. We don't like save your recorded steps or your any kind of like user ID, password, like because sometimes you are recording some login functionality. So in that case, we don't save anything. It runs absolutely offline in your system, like runs offline in your system. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you can use the test case studio. Here like everything I have mentioned in detail, like what all things it can do. like convert action performed on web application into plain English sentence, then generate the screenshot, auto generate test data, XPath, cssSelector, and all those things are here. So I will share this presentation with all of you. And yes, this somebody asked the recording. Yes, it is being recorded now. So we will upload this complete recording on Selectors Hub YouTube channel. So if by any chance you couldn't join today or you miss it, we will you will get the recording from there. Also, like if any issue you face, like while recording, let's say some steps are not being recorded or something is not being recorded, so you can always raise the issue here as well, that this particular thing is not being recorded. Also there might be some like genuine thing which is not possible, so that also we will highlight, because sometimes it happens that people think that this is not being recorded, that is not being recorded. So there are few things which are not supposed to be recorded or cannot be recorded. So in that case we will help you to understand that thing as well. I cannot like somebody is asking, I cannot record the navigate command. uh, what do you mean by navigate command? It can record the child and parent window, and whenever like it, if it switch to the next tab, that's where also it will automatically record. So if that particular window is part of your main web application and is present on the DOM, then definitely it will record. If something which is not part of the browser, because sometimes what happen, like these kind of pop-ups which is the browser based pop-up, not your web application pop-up, that cannot be recorded by the plugin. So if this pop-up you are trying or any alert pop-up you see, so that will not be recorded. But otherwise, if any pop-up is part of your web application, like this Flipkart, if any pop-up will be part of this application, then everything will be recorded. Okay, now let's move on to the next tool, Selectors Hub. I will try to answer each and every question of you guys. You can keep putting it here. Selectors Hub is a guide to learn each and every thing about XPath and selectors, DOM, and different elements. So how we can learn about it? Let's see. Okay, so very first thing, let me just share the install link of Selectors Hub. So those who haven't don't have Selectors Hub in your browser already, then please add it like you did for Test Case Studio. So let me just share the link here. So I have just shared the link, guys, and please add it in your browser like this. Let me just remove it and show it to you guys. Click on Add to Chrome and add extension. So please do it. Once you added Selectors Hub in your browser, then please let me know. Then we'll continue. Also, somebody asked like how they can do the full screen. Let me just first turn off the camera. I hope now the view should be better. Yes, you can add it in your virtual machine as well through your automation script. So for that, that will also we will show you. So for each and everything, we have already created the tutorial. So like most of the things, you will find it on YouTube, that how you can open Selectors Hub in automation window. So I'm sure like you want this in your virtual machine through automation window, like which automation window you are opening. So you can see that how to enable SelectorsHub in automated browser window. So let me just copy this URL and paste it here in the chat for you. This is for automation window, like if you want to open SelectorsHub in the automation window. Okay, so I hope like now everybody has added SelectorsHub in your browser. Okay, so let's see how you can use SelectorsHub and how it will help you guys to get each and everything. Before that, like I have one question. How many of you don't use an XPath plugin to write and verify XPath? Is there anyone who doesn't use any tool for XPath? Okay, no one. Everyone you use a tool. I did not use XPath tool. Gayatri says. Okay, so now let me show you guys that first of all, my company doesn't allow me. I don't use. Great. Okay, so first of all, like this is the myth that we have, and that we don't use an tool to write and verify XPath. Let me tell you that we all use XPath and selectors tool to write and verify XPath. There is no one in this world who is not using XPath tool. Like, is there anyone who is writing XPath and verifying XPath here on Notepad? Like double forward slash a, let's say this, and at the rate ID or any attribute is equal to ABC, and then you copy this XPath and use it in your script. Is there anyone? I'm sure no one. Nobody write XPath in Notepad and then paste it in their script. Let me show you how you guys are writing. We all write XPath and cssSelector here in DevTools. Like right click, inspect, and do Control F, and here you paste your XPath, or you verify here in console. Now, do you guys agree that you verify your XPath and cssSelector here? So those who were saying that they don't use a XPath tool or Selectors plugin, or I mean Selectors tool, you are using this DevTools Control F to find your XPath and cssSelector, which is also a tool, right? In fact, this DevTools is one of the most used developer tool out there. So now saying this, that we are not using any tool to write XPath and cssSelector is wrong statement. We all used to verify XPath and cssSelector, right? So in this case, we need to understand whether this is right platform or not to verify XPath and cssSelector. Does it give you correct count always? That's the biggest question. Like if we are verifying, let's say double forward slash a here, it is giving 220. This is a kind of like getting all the matching, all the links in a page. So can someone tell me, like, is this correct? Like, are there 220 links on this page? Are there 220 anchor tags on this page? Jitendra is saying no. Are not there 220 anchor tags on this page when we verify XPath? Okay, Jiten saying it is matches string. Yes, Jiten, you are absolutely right. It is also matching the string, so that's why the count which it is showing here 220 is not always correct. Those who think that it is matching, like there are 220 XPath matches or 220 anchor tags on this page when you write this kind of XPath here, it's wrong. It could be wrong because if you read that here, it is also saying that find by string, selector, or XPath. So DevTools main purpose is also like the first thing it will match in the DOM is like string. Through string it will match. So if your XPath is having similar string in the DOM, then it will show that matching node as well, that match count as well. So here when you verify double forward slash a here, you see that it is matching this string. It is not an anchor tag. This is not a tag. So you see it is matching double forward slash A. Now saying this, that when you verify this XPath here, if you say that there are 220 match count for this XPath, that is wrong. It is also matching string. In fact, in some cases, if the complete XPath string matches, that also goes wrong. So this is one of the very important region that we need to understand if your XPath is being matched or not. Like if this DevTools is showing the correct count or not, always when you verify XPath or cssSelector. And here if you verify this cssSelector, it is showing 2151, which is absolutely wrong. In many other cases also it goes wrong. So we will see that what is right and how you can verify the XPath and cssSelector. Now let me open the Selectors Hub. So first of all, like when you will open DevTools, so generally where to find Selectors Hub, some of you might face this issue. Let me just show you. So this is how you can open Selectors Hub in your browser. So right click inspect, and here on the left side you will see this elements tab. On right side you will see style computed and lots of tabs are there. Selectors Hub will be the last tab here. So click on this, and now this is how Selectors Hub open. You can put it into the, you can drag and drop anywhere and use it like this. You can just put wherever you want this tab. Now here you just inspect any element. Let's say we inspect this element. Okay, before that, if we want to see that how many anchor tags are there, so suppose if we verify here, it is showing 83. If we verify here in Selectors Hub, it is showing 78. So this is the right count of selectors match for this anchor tag here. And now if you see that these are all the matching nodes here. And if you inspect, whatever you do, here you get the correct count. Okay. So you verify your XPath and cssSelector here, and it will give you always the correct count. This is one of the major difference which I want people to understand, that when you write XPath and cssSelector here in DevTools, first myth was there is no one who is not using a XPath or selector tool. Everybody use it. Second thing, we need to understand whether DevTools always give the correct count or not. Now, if your in some cases DevTools doesn't provide the right count or correct XPath as well. Like for an example, like if you inspect this element and this is SVG element, if you right click and copy the XPath from here and paste it here, so you see that it is not showing any match count. In fact, this is wrong XPath, invalid XPath syntax. So you see that Selectors Hub will help you to learn about this concept, whether the XPath is correct or not. While in DevTools, you see that you don't get to know that whether the XPath is correct or not, and in fact, it is generating the invalid XPath. So these are some of the regions that I'm suggesting people that we should avoid using this to write and verify XPath and selectors. You can always use Selectors Hub, which will help you to learn about these concepts, that what is wrong, what is not, what is right. Now, for an example here, we have written this XPath. How many of you think that this is a correct XPath syntax? Is it correct XPath syntax? Of course, it is not matching anything, but if we put it here in DevTools, it is not showing anything. It is not showing anything. Can anyone tell me that what is it this XPath syntax is correct or not? This one, you can see that. I hope the screen is visible. Is this XPath syntax correct? Sarika saying yes. Patil, yes. Yes. Valid. So most of you think that this is a valid XPath syntax. Let us paste this XPath here in Selectors Hub and hit enter. It is showing this is invalid XPath. Why this is invalid? Because you see it is telling you XPath doesn't support tilted quote. Use vertical quote. So this is another advantage of Selectors Hub, that it will help you to understand and learn the concept of syntax of XPath. You see that when you type XPath here in notepad of a Mac, it converts your vertical quote into tilted. Let me type this. Observe here when I type the single quote, it will convert that into tilted. Observe it. You see? Did you see it? When I'm typing here, you see it is tilting. So this is the thing, when you type in vertical, it convert to the tilted one. So this will help you, like selectors will help you to learn about what is what valid and what is not valid. Like if you're writing any XPath here, and if you make any mistake, it will help you. And in fact, like it is also integrated with Chat GPT. So if you click on this fix selector, it will fix that XPath or selectors syntax error as well. Like for an example, if we have written, you are trying to write any XPath, something like this, you make any mistake here, like close square bracket missing. If you do any syntax error by mistake, as I mean, because we are as a human, we make a lot of mistakes while typing or writing XPath. So that's what it will help you. And sometimes what happen, like we don't remember that what all XPath functions or CSS selector functions are there. So that it will help you to write and learn about them. Here you see, like for an example, if we inspect this user email here and we try to write XPath here, generally like we don't remember like what all functions are there. This way, that's where like SelectorsHub comes, and it helps you like a smart editor, that when you start typing here, it will immediately suggest all possible permutation combinations of XPath functions and CSS selectors functions. So you see that here it is suggesting all permutation combinations. Many of you might be knowing this dot, hearing this dot function of XPath first time. Contains dot, contains normalize space, contains text, normalize space starts with, like this. So this will help you to learn about the new functions of XPath and CSS selector as soon as you start typing. Like in a smart editor, when you start type and put dot, it suggests all the functions, right, from that particular API or a library. Similarly, it will do it here as well. So this way you can quickly write your own XPath, as well as you can get the functions as well. You need not to copy the attribute or text value from here, from down. So this is going to help a lot in learning as well as writing your own XPath in CSS selector. Generally, like it is always being considered and said that XPath plugin is just to copy the XPath and CSS selector. No, SelectorsHub is not like them. It is absolutely different. This is one of the very first smart editor where you start typing and it gives all suggested values, and you can just write your XPath and CSS selector quickly. It is now very much used and officially recommended by Selenium, so that you can use, like in Selenium website you will find that it is being recommended by Selenium. So you need not to worry that it will not be allowed, or even in interviews and in JDs also it appears, like in interview also people ask. So you can see that it is being officially recommended by Selenium. So like pretty much all the questions are being answered through this, that it will be allowed in companies or not. It is already being used in pretty much every company, and you can see that so many people, more than 200K people are already using, and all 5 star, more than 1,000. So very much safe and secure, everywhere is allowed. If it is not being allowed in your company, plugins are not allowed, you can just request them to allow that, and you can see that privacy practices, it is absolutely safe and secure. Okay, so this is how you can use SelectorsHub to write and verify your CSS selector. Like if you are writing CSS selector, you start typing CSS selector, it will suggest the functions of CSS selector. Like if there will be any, yeah, like you start typing CSS selector, it gives you these kind of auto suggest for CSS selector as well, and you can complete quickly your CSS selector. And if you make any mistake, it will help you to learn about that particular syntax, and it will fix that selector as well. You just click on this fix selector, it will fix that selector. So that is also there. Like if you write here any XPath or CSS selector, if you make any mistake like this and you click on fix selector, it will try to fix that and it will help you. to fix that as well. And if it will not be able to fix, it will let you know that we can't fix it. Okay, now so this is how you can write and verify. You can there are lots of features that there, like if you are writing any XPath or CSS selector, and if you want to write new XPath, you can save the value here, and whenever you want to get that value again, you can, like, let's say you are typing any new XPath in CSS selector that you can get from here, old one. You can convert any XPath or CSS selector into case insensitive, like this one here. I is capital. If we make it small, it will find zero matching node, right? If it is capital, it is finding one. So let me make it zero. So it is finding zero element. There's a uppercase case insensitive. You can make case insensitive, and now if you hit enter, it will find one matching element. So you can convert your XPath and CSS selector into case insensitive as well. If you want to use SelectorsHub just as an editor, no auto-generated selectors, in that case you can keep it off. And now here you see that it is simple like an editor. You start typing and just write and verify like you do in Control F. So it is something exactly similar like that. Just the advantage is, like, if you make any mistake, it will tell you that what is wrong here, and as well as it gives you the correct count. It also supports shadow DOM, iframe, SVG element, which are not being exactly and absolutely supported by DevTools. Like in some cases, in many cases, it used to fail. SVG, I just showed you guys that it shows the wrong match. In case of shadow DOM, you would not be able to verify directly here in Control F the correct selector of shadow DOM element. Like for an example, this enter email. Now you see that this element, for this element, if we write XPath or CSS selector here, first of all, another challenge is this DOM used to move up and down. So here you inspect this element, and suppose we write this /input @ID is equal to this skills. You see that it is showing zero matching node. But it is really difficult to understand that why it is showing zero matching node for this particular element, even though. Okay, so in this case, it is like really difficult to understand why it is showing zero matching node. So if you copy this and paste it here in SelectorsHub, it will immediately tell you that this is invalid CSS selector. XPath doesn't support Shadow DOM because this particular element is inside Shadow DOM. And if we turn it on here, you see that it tells you and gives you each and everything about this particular element, that this element is inside Shadow DOM, which can't be accessed through XPath. Use CSS selector for it. So this is where SelectorsHub help you guys a lot to understand whether this element is inside Shadow DOM or inside iframe or inside how many shadow DOM. It gives you all the information. It also gives you the complete script. You can simply copy this script and use it in your code and immediately run it. So this is where it helps a lot, and also help you to verify the like selectors and gives you the information. Now here, if you write the CSS selector, correct CSS selector, it will show you one element matching. If you copy and paste this value here, it is showing 0 of 0 still, because Control F you cannot verify your selectors for shadow DOM element. So do you guys understand that yes, this doesn't support, like Control of F of DevTools doesn't support always and doesn't give you the correct information always for your XPath and CSS selector, and couldn't verify as well. Now, if any element is inside iframe or any complex scenarios, like more complex scenarios, if element is inside more shadow DOM, inside multiple shadow DOM, you see that it will give you the information that this element is inside two nested shadow DOM. So you can always read about it here. Anything it will tell you. If it will be inside closed shadow DOM, that also it will tell you, and how you can handle. We have also created tutorials so that you can watch it here. Now let me show you the in case of iframe, like if any element is inside iframe. I'm teaching you guys all the scenario here on SelectorsHub practice page. So if you are not aware about this practice page in SelectorsHub website, there's a practice page here. This is a very useful page where all the scenarios are there related to web testing. Most complex scenarios are there. So if you want to learn about automation, you want to practice anything, you use this practice page. Here all the scenarios you will find. Okay, now let me show you iframe. So here if you see that, you just have to inspect the element and it will give you information whether this element is inside iframe and what is the iframe XPath. So you don't need to write the XPath for iframe and as well as selector for that particular element. If that element will be inside multiple iframe, that it also give you that this element is inside two nested iframe, XPath for iframe 1, XPath for iframe 2, and XPath for that particular inspected element. So you get all the information here. So this is how you can handle the iframe without any issue. SVG element, I just showed you guys that if you just inspect the SVG element and it will immediately tell you that this is SVG element and what is the correct XPath and selector for that. Okay, and to generate XPath and cssSelector for any element through SelectorsHub, you just inspect any element like this, or you select the DOM node and it will generate the correct XPath and all possible XPath and cssSelector, whatever possible for that particular element, it will generate each and everything here. And if you scroll, it shows all the possible selector for that particular element along with their matching node here. So this is how you can generate the selector. Here there are lots of features on the right side, and here I will explain each one by one. So this is to save the value. This is to generate the XPath and selector, case insensitive XPath cssSelector. This is to turn off editor auto generate mode. Here if you're typing these values and you are getting these auto suggest and you didn't like them and you want to keep it off, you just turn off this, and you now when you will type, it will not give you these auto suggest. So you can just keep on typing. That you can do. Here this is another great feature, that if you want to generate XPath and selectors XPath with respect to some other element, so in that case that also you can do. Suppose you want to generate XPath for courses with respect to products. So just click on this axis and first inspect that element for with respect to which you want to generate. So we want to generate with respect to products for courses, then inspect courses, and here you go. It has generated XPath for courses with respect to products. Suppose you want to generate for enter email with respect to user email. So first inspect user email and then inspect enter email. So it has generated this. You can simply copy this, and if you want to add it, you click on this value, it will copy and paste here. You can make any change and verify that you can do. So this is how you can generate XPath for with respect to other element automatically in selectors. Many people might not be aware about this feature. So this is there. Suppose here these XPath and selectors, it is generating with ID, and you don't want with ID because in many cases it could be dynamic XPath. So somebody asked just this question, that how can we generate XPath for dynamic element. So suppose this ID is dynamic and you don't want with ID. In that case, you can just turn it off. So here you see that now it is generating without ID. If you want XPath and cssSelector with some particular attribute, in that case you can just enter that attribute name here and it will generate with that. It also, like in case of dynamic ID or something, it also gives you a alert icon here that this is inside this is dynamic element, this could be dynamic. So in that case you can skip that. Here it is giving you XPath and cssSelector like this, so you can copy this and paste it in your code, but still you will have to, like we will have to type this command driver dot find element, or if any kind of page object model or something you are using, that you will have to type. Can we get that complete command? So you can get that complete command as well. So here you append the command and you see that you are getting this complete command driver dot find element by dot xpath and all. So this is there. You can simply copy this and use it in your code. So now you need not to type this command as well. Here you change the command, like suppose you might be working with Cypress or add find by, something like this. Most of you are using this. So this you can simply copy and paste. Isn't it amazing? So this will help you a lot, and is it also get the keyword name as well, so you don't need to worry about that this keyword, that what keyword you should use for this XPath. So that also comes automatically, that this XPath is for inter email. You just inspect any other element and it will give you the command, copy and paste it here. Simple. So it makes your writing automation script very fast, and you can always rely on the XPath and CSS selector given by the selectors hub. We can challenge and we can say that yes, it always gives the most optimized XPath and CSS selector out there. In fact, in many cases, it will give you the better XPath than a human written XPath. So you can try that. If you want to try that, you can try to write XPath and CSS selector for this. Enter company field, enter mobile number field here by yourself, and then you see what selectors have used to generate. You will be amazed by looking at that. Okay, cool. Now you see that here we have like we are generating, we can generate this command one by one. But what if like we have to generate like this much piece of code? So can we generate select these command, all command for all the elements in one shot? So yes, this is also possible. Like you can generate complete locator page like this, each and everything in single shot. How? Let me show you. So there you just keep it on this command which I just showed you, and then there is a third option, click to generate locator page. Click on this, and now you just start inspecting all those elements for which you want to generate the code. So let's say this one, inspect this, inspect this, inspect submit button, inspect. So now you keep on inspecting and you will be seeing this all code is getting generated. You simply copy all XPath command and just go to your editor and paste it, and you see that in single shot all your code is being generated. So isn't it amazing, like your complete locator page is ready within few seconds. Okay, so this is really helpful, and in any format, like whether you are using Cypress, Playwright, uh, Selenium with Python, so you can just generate it from here. Like let's say you are working with Selenium with Python, so you can select this, hit enter. Oh, sorry,
पगार
this is
चांगली होईल
Playwright.
त्याला रे पगार कबलच नाही तो
I'm not sure if somebody goes on, just unmuted himself. Rakesh, can you keep it on mute? Okay, I'm new to this go to meeting. Okay. Yes, so guys, whatever I'm showing you so far, I have shown all these features are available in free version. I haven't shown anything in the pro version so far. So everything is available in free version, and I always recommend that just watch the like detailed tutorial about each and every tool. In fact, like some of the features I might not be able to cover even this session, because this is a quick session for it is almost like impossible to cover each and every feature of these tools in this quick session. So I will highly recommend that you all please watch the um all the detailed tutorial on Selectors of YouTube channel for each and every tool. In fact, here also you will find. So when you will watch, you will understand all those features. And I mean, that is the reason, like because of all these features, people like Selenium recommends, and in fact, it is under top 20 developer tools in the Chrome store, though there are like millions of browser plugins out there in Chrome store. So it is in top 20 right now. So I'm sure like now you got it, that what is the reason behind that it is in top 20, it is being recommended by Selenium. So yeah, okay, so now you can generate this code as well here. And if you feel that any command is missing or the same format is not there what you are using in your framework, so you can edit this command syntax as well, and here you will find this instructions as well. And for each and every feature, because I might be explaining quickly or you might miss something, don't worry about that. Each and every feature in Selectors Hub has a tutorial along with it. So you see that the tutorial for this feature, it is right there. Tutorial for this attribute filter is right here. So if you miss anything, you just have the tutorial right there in Selectors Hub along with the each and every feature. So you just have to watch that. So don't worry about that if you miss anything, because of course, like in webinars and in such quick sessions, we miss something, few things, so you will get it here. Now another challenge is, suppose my UI got changed, and if UI change, what happens, like how can we fix all these XPath? Because suppose this XPath start breaking, like, or suppose I have this piece of code and some XPath got changed here, like maybe this got changed because of UI change. So how can we verify all XPath in single shot? In this case, what you do, you just copy this complete script. Here in Selectors Hub, we have a feature of XPath healing. So click on this and then here edit, paste your complete XPath, and you just change this command to the same command what you have in your code, driver.find element, and wherever XPath is written, it is simple. Don't worry that I'm changing this command or how you will do it. So that goes very easy. Akash, you are on unmute. Guys, it is making me difficult because Akash, can you hear me? One second, guys. Let me just put mute on everyone.
नंतर संपून जाईल ऍक्च्युली आठचा टाइम होता मला विसरलो होतो म्हणजे
Okay. Okay, it is very difficult for me to figure it out. God. One second, guys. Let me just put everyone on mute. I'm new to this, so what's his name? Akash. Okay, sorry. Guys, please help me keep yourself unmuted, and it will help me to continue this session, because I will have to go back and then like stop the session, then mute you. So please help me to like help you guys. Okay. Now, so this is how we set the command here. And if you click on submit, you see that it will fetch all the XPath from your script automatically and shows the result here. Okay, let me show this again with more code. So suppose this is the code here. You copy the complete code, come here in Selectors Hub, click on this edit button here and paste your code, submit. It will fetch all the XPath and showing the matching nodes. So you see that in one shot, if you have thousands of XPath or a very big locator page, so in that case, you can verify all your XPath of your script like this. Suppose let me just make some change in any of the XPath here. And now again, copy this, click on edit, paste this XPath and submit. So now you see that whichever XPath got changed, it is showing zero matching node. So isn't it amazing? Like you just click on edit button here, make this XPath fix and done. So this will help you guys whenever there's a UI change. It will help you guys to maintain all your XPath in single shot, because it is very challenging whenever there is a change in the UI, all your XPath and selectors change, and then fixing them is a big challenge. Once again, let me show you. So let me just close this. This is my script. Okay, you copy your complete script. In fact, you can copy this complete in like complete statements, like everything. You need not to remove anything. Copy everything. Go to that page for which you want to verify, on which you want to verify your XPath and selectors, because you cannot verify your page into google.com or some other website or other page, right? Now here there's a button, selectors healing, XPath healing button here. Click on this, and here there's a edit. Click on this, and now here you paste your code, and here you have to set the command. If you are using driver.findElement or @findby or something, that you can set, and click on submit. You see it is fetching all the XPath. Tutorial is right there with this feature, so don't worry that if you miss what and how you can do this in detail. It is tutorial here, so you can do that. And here it is. Now if you want to use this XPath is zero matching node, you click on this edit. It will copy and paste the value here, and you can verify. It is showing 0. Let me fix this, and it is now 1. So this is very easy to verify all XPath. Okay, so this is how you can use this uh, smart XPath healing feature of SelectorsHub. Then if you want to generate XPath with double quote, that feature is there. You can expand this to see all of them. There's a setting button here. Like let's say you don't want to see some of these XPath and cssSelector, or something is not useful for you. So that let's say you don't want to see the this jQuery, JS path, it is not useful for you. In that case, you can keep it off these things. You don't want to see these toggles and all. So then you can just optimize the UI the way you want to see. And now go back. You see that now very neat and clean. Whatever you need, that you can see only those things. Everything is removed from here, so you can just optimize the UI, customize the UI of SelectorsHub as well. And it will, your settings will be saved in your local, so you need not to like go back and change again and again. Here is a reset button as well, like you can reset all of them. Okay, now somebody asked like how can we handle dynamic elements like dynamic drop downs and all, because suppose I'm searching here for iPhone, so here you see that this drop down comes. If I have to inspect this element, it immediately disappear. Like these are the like dynamic drop down. So how can we inspect and write selector XPath for them? So here we have the debugger feature in SelectorsHub. So what you have to do, click on this debugger and make this element visible within 5 seconds. And now within 5 seconds, SelectorsHub will stop this, and then you can inspect this particular element. And here you can see that this is the element, and now you would be able to inspect these elements of drop down, and it will not disappear. So this is really helpful feature of SelectorsHub, that you can inspect any particular element which get disappear automatically or immediately. So you can use the debugger feature. You have to just click on this button, and within 5 seconds make that particular element visible, so it will help you. Okay, so I was just saying, you just have to I'm not sure if my screen is lagging for everyone or it is just like for few people. You just have to open SelectorsHub, click on debugger, and then you just uh, make this particular element visible, and then you can inspect it. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, guys, got it. So this is how you can use the debugger feature of SelectorsHub. And all these features are available in free version. Pretty much everything is available in free version. There are very few things which we have added in pro version to get like more advanced feature, like more uh, time saver features are there in pro version, because at the same time we have to keep on running these free products. So that's the reason we introduced the pro version. If you want, like, let me show you quickly what's there in pro version. So this is SelectorsHub Pro. So here you get this. First of all, the absolute new UI you have. Here you have the selectors healing feature, because in SelectorsHub free version you just verify the XPath. Here it will verify your XPath, cssSelector, ID, name, everything. Like, let's say for an example, your code has this, like XPath, ID, cssSelector, everything it has, or let's say you have in this format, right? So in this case, how you can verify that XPath healing feature will just verify XPath. Here it will verify XPath, cssSelector, everything. Submit. You see that it is verifying everything, and it shows the matching node of them. So this is amazing feature in SelectorsHub Pro, that you can verify XPath, cssSelector, ID, everything. In also you have this inspect feature of SelectorsHub in SelectorsHub Pro. Like here you are generating XPath related to other element. With this, you need not to select that DevTools inspector again and again. You just inspect all the element in single shot. So you see that generating relative XPath is so quick. First inspect this, then inspect this. Simple. Suppose you are generating this page object model. It is very quick with this selectors healing feature. With SelectorsHub Pro. Now you see that we have turned on this inspector, and so quickly you can generate. You just keep on inspecting elements, and it is generating the locator page here. And here it has more commands and other stuff, so that you can do. So this is very fast and very quick. It has a lot more features. It also if any XPath or selectors is dynamic, it tells you, and it also tests the stability of that particular XPath and selector. So yes, lot more features are there. You can check it out, the pro version, and it is pretty much free. Just a coffee cost $5 per month, $50 per year. And I will highly recommend that if your company can take the pro version of SelectorsHub or Test Case Studio, because these are very useful tool, and for them it is just nothing, because not even a dinner cost for them, for a company. So it's that cheap here, and also it will help us to keep on running our free product. So you see that in pro version of Test Case Studio, you have the screen recording, more downloading option. You can download the last test case, URL is there, and lot more features are there in pro version of Test Case Studio as well. Anyways, okay, so we have seen the SelectorsHub free version and Test Case Studio free version, all the features. Now, okay, all the features and everything is mentioned here in this presentation, in this PPT, like smart editor, error handling, save selector, case insensitive, and all those features which I have explained you guys, that is there here. Now, next we will talk about testing daily. Okay, before I move on to the testing daily, let me just do one thing. Let me request you guys, can you guys do me a favor? Like, if you like this XPath and SelectorsHub and Test Case Studio, can you guys please add a small review here, which will really help me and encourage me. Meanwhile, I will take a 2-minute drop pause. My thought is spinning now. So I will just request you guys, if you can just give a 5-star rating and add a small review about SelectorsHub and Test Case Studio. This is the only thing I will expect from you guys, only this review thing, except everything is free from our end. So yes, I will hold on for a minute. Just let me take some water. I'm not speaking, Subham, for a second. I'm just taking a pause. I've been like speaking for an hour, so I was just thought to like let me take a pause. Meanwhile, you guys can help me with the small review here. Please give a 5-star rating for these two SelectorsHub and Test Case Studio if you like them. That will be a great motivation for me to serve you guys. I will wait for 1 more minute and then we'll continue with our session. Sure, Subham, sure. Okay, great. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. And you can add it later, like if you haven't added review and rating yet. But definitely, please don't forget after this session also you can add it. Now, let's move on to our next thing, which is testing daily. Very useful tool and amazingly helpful for you guys to keep yourself updated. So before I start with this, let me share the download link and install link for this. So if you guys don't have this, then please install it on your phone. I just shared the download link here in the chat. So please install it so that like I can show you guys, and if you have any question, any issue you face, then I can help you with that. So in the chat section, you can find the install link for the plugin, as well as for the, if you are using iPhone or Android, you can directly install on your phone as well. Also, you can just search on your uh, Play Store or App Store for testing daily. So please install this on your phone as well as on your browser. This is very, very helpful for your career. Trust me. I will explain, Subham. Just please install it and then I will explain everything. It is already being used by more than 10,000 testers already have in their phone. So, and all 5-star rated, highly recommended by pretty much every trainer out there on YouTube, like by Naveen, Pawan, Mukesh Otwani, Rahul Sethi. So, whomsoever you know in the testing world, everybody has a great recommendation for testing daily. So, yeah, great. Okay, so you see that if we have to keep ourselves updated with the okay, I'm just waiting for another 1 minute. Let everyone install it, then I will explain. You can search in Play Store and App Store for testing daily and you will get it immediately. Done, everyone? Okay, cool. Now, you see that if we have to keep ourselves updated with testing, because we all are testers, I'm sure like we all are testers, those who are there in the call. So if we have to keep ourselves updated that what's happening in testing industry, software testing, what new article came, what new tutorial came, what new tools came, what people are talking in the industry, what influencer leaders and companies are talking about. So how can we get all those information and keep ourselves updated? That's where testing daily comes, and it helps you to get all the information, everything out there at one place without any single effort from your end. Okay, so here you see that we have, I'm sure like you all have added testing daily in your browser. So now you see whenever you will open new tab to open a website, it will show you some of the article from software testing. So this will help you to learn something new every time, that what is there in testing happening, what new article came every time you open. And if you want to open website, let's say I wanted to open google.com, so I can open simple google.com. But in that small frame of time, while you type your URL here, you see some of the information here, that what's happening, like Lambda Test is hosting this free online testing conference, what's trending in testing Google's Android app. So some article you will get from here, from the testing space. So isn't it helpful that you get this information from like more than 500 plus resources, what people are talking about testing, without any single effort? Like anyways, you are going to open new tab, right? So in place of blank tab, if it is showing something which is helpful for your career, to add some information in your skills, isn't it good? I'm sure many of you must have used the Edge browser. So if you see Edge browser, when you open new tab, it shows these kind of news feed, which is not at all useful for me as a tester. How this information is relevant for my career as a tester? No, this is not at all useful. Like every time I'm using this, opening new tab, they are showing something. So if in place of this feed, if somebody starts showing me the testing feed, which is very helpful for my career, in that case, it can be like golden spoon for me. Every time I'm opening, I'm learning something new. If I will read that or not, you see that I got to know block Selenium 4 from Selenium, official Selenium 4.10.0 released. I got to know this. How many of you were aware about this, that Selenium this has released? And I'm sure like many of you, most of you are using Selenium, right? But have you guys ever opened official Selenium blog like this? I'm sure many of you, most of us, might not have ever opened this Selenium blog. We just open Selenium website to install or download Selenium. We never ever, you might have not ever read these blogs from Selenium, official Selenium. So this will help you to explore and learn those things from here without any effort. Like because anyways you were supposed to open new tab, type a URL here and open website. You got to know something new. And you see that on Medium there are like thousands of authors are there who are writing amazing blogs. On YouTube there are hundreds of YouTube channel in testing space who are creating tutorial, creating feed for testers. But you cannot follow each and every YouTuber, you cannot learn about what articles came, what YouTube tutorial came, right? That you can immediately get from here. And this is also available as mobile app. So you see that I hope like you all have installed it. So let me just show you how it can be helpful on mobile as well. So it is also available as a website, like testingdaily.info, simple. So if you feel like, let's say you have some time and you want to check out what new things come, you just open testingdaily.info and it will show you all the things here, all the latest feed, that what people are talking from Twitter. Like it used to show feed from more than 500 resources today. So yeah, so you see that here, this is the app, and every time like new feed available. So in place of like opening Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, you have to like we waste a lot of time like checking all these social media platforms. Isn't it, will it not be useful for us that like directly we check the feed, we see the feed from testing space at one place, like what new article, what new tutorial came. So this is very, very helpful. We also used to send a notification whenever some useful article or new article comes, so that it will help a lot. So whenever, wherever you are, like let's say you got stuck in traffic, in place of opening Instagram and wasting a lot of time there, you just open this and within a glance, like within a few seconds, you will get all the updates and you keep yourself updated what new came. So this is very, very helpful, and that's the reason like pretty much every testers, every trainer out there, every influencer recommending testing daily. And you can see that the reviews and like what people are recommending, you see that 100 plus reviews are there, all 5 star, more than 5,000 testers using it on Android and iPhone, and then browser plugin. So this is really, really helpful tool. If you guys are not using it, if you haven't recommended to your colleagues, then please do recommend and let them know about this amazing plugin. You see that more than 6,000 testers are using it on browser, and it is just like very few months back we have launched this. So very helpful uh, mobile app, browser plugin, as well as website. This will keep you updated with all the latest testing trends. So this is testing daily, guys. Lot more features are there, like let's say you don't have time right now, you are in hurry somewhere. So in that case, I cannot read this article right now, let's say. So I can just bookmark this, and whenever I will have time, I will just go to bookmarks, my bookmarks, and I will see all the articles which I have bookmarked, and I have time now, I can read them, like loop around array, list, and map. At some time, because I'm giving the demo to you guys, I cannot read those articles right now, so I can just bookmark them, and whenever I will be free, I will just check all the bookmarks and read them. So this is very helpful in that case. You can also customize the feed. Let's say you just don't want the feed from any particular website or something. In that case, you can just customize the feed, turn off from here. Suppose you just want to check out what all new videos, only videos you want to see, because here articles, videos, everything is there. You just want to see videos, you can just tap here, videos. If you just want to see the blogs, you can see the blogs only here. If you want to search something, you can search here. You can also change the view as well, because right now this is listing view. Let's say you want the list grid view, so that also you can change here. So lots of features are there, you can just explore here, and you will love this, you will love this tool. Very amazing. Then we have the test case hub. This is a kind of like repository for test cases. So suppose you want to get the test cases for any particular functionality or any particular feature, so that you can get it from here, testcasehub.net. Here testers used to come and write the test case and review the test cases. So just you have to just search here. Let's say you want the test cases for login, you will really get the really good test cases from here. Like you want the test cases for database, so you just search here, you will get the test cases. You can see who has written those test cases, who has reviewed those test cases, as well as a lot more features are there. So this is a kind of like test case repository. Here you can see which all scenarios are available, who are the contributors, reviewers, who are the top contributors, top reviewers here. So everything you can see it here. It is something like Stack Overflow for testers. Like in Stack Overflow, every solution is available for developers. Similarly here, solution, because for testers, what is the solution? Test cases. Test scenarios are the thing, so that you can get it from here. So this is test case, a very simple, very useful utility. Next is auto test data. If you want to generate lots of fake test data, that you can get it from here, auto test data. So because many of you might be already using Faker library or some application to get the lots of fake test data, but here in auto test data we have made a very simple utility, single page application to generate the data, whatever data you want to generate, and it is very much tester friendly, like whatever you required as a tester in whichever format you required. Let's say we want name, phone, email, currency, number, range. So here in whichever format, let's say you want in CSV, you click here and click on generate. So in simple 3 clicks, you can generate the fake test data. Any number of rows you can generate. Let's say I want 50 rows. You can just generate 50 rows here and you click on download, done. So 50 rows data I have just downloaded. Or you want to simply copy, you can copy this in any format. Many of you might be using Cucumber, separated by pipe you can generate. So this has been considered like testers requirement, and then in that way it has been uh, created. Many features are there. Let's say it is generating email you want with some particular domain, like I want with SelectorsHub.com. Now if I will generate this, it will generate the email ID with this particular domain. You want like first name, full name, that you can select here. You can duplicate this. I want last name. You can generate more fields you want, like you want the street address, postal, zip, country, alphanumeric value, numeric value, currency, phone, whatever you want that you can generate. You can set the currency type, dollar in place of dollar. You want set INR, euro, everything you can do. So this is really very helpful. Again, very new tool. It's just I guess 2 and 3 months old tool, and pretty much every trainer and everybody is using in industry. So very helpful, again very useful. It's absolutely free. Go and use it. It is autotestdata.com. And don't worry, like if you miss anything, any like any link, every tool link is there on selectorshub.com homepage. This is SelectorsHub, this is test case studio, this is testing daily, this is auto test data, this is test case hub, and these are the pro version here. Here you can check the pro versions. You can do the quick comparison here between pro and free. I will request if anybody is there like decision maker or the manager or leader here, then I will request that please take the pro version subscription for your team through company. So that will be very helpful for your team as well as for us as well to keep running these free products. Okay, now quiz time. Let's do this quiz. It is very helpful. You will we will revise each and everything whatever you have learned so far, and some new concept as well. Also you will get the certificate as well. So here let me just share the certification link. Here on this page, click on this SelectorsHub certification, the first link. Please open the link which I have shared with you guys, and let's do this quiz together quickly. I will click on this. And you can just start with the filling the information. Just like click on that, click for SelectorsHub certification here, and fill your details there just to receive the certificate in your email ID with the correct information. If that link is taking time to load, let me just share the direct link of certification. So you can open this link if that certification link is taking time. And let me know once you guys are on this page. So we'll do this together. Let me fill this information. If that certification link is taking time, you can directly open the form link which I have given you guys, and let's start the quiz. Please follow along with me so that it will be easy. Let me know once you guys are ready, then we can start. Or those who have like reached here, then you guys can start filling your answers. I'm holding for 1 minute. Shall we start? Great. Which selector can work for shadow DOM elements? So like I told you guys that shadow DOM only supports CSS selector. So rest three are the XPath. First one is the CSS selector. So the answer should be the first option. Does DevTool generates the correct XPath for all the web elements? So we have seen that it is not generate the correct XPath for SVG element, shadow DOM. So in that case, the answer is no. Does SelectorsHub generate correct XPath for all the web elements? No, it doesn't generate correct XPath or selector for all the web element. Which is the correct format of XPath? Anybody would like to answer this question? Which is the correct format of XPath? First
one.
No. First one is CSS selector. XPath always start with / or double /. So the answer is second one. Is it possible to generate XPath for multiple elements in SelectorsHub? Yes, it is possible. Like we have just seen that you can generate the complete locator page. Guys, I will request that all of you can take this certification thing again as well, because you will learn lots of things. Try in detail like what is this, why is this, so that way you will learn lots of things. Does SelectorsHub support Selenium only? No, it supports Selenium, Playwright, WebDriver, IO, Cypress, every every automation API it supports. So yes. Which is the wrong format for SVG element selector? Third option is wrong. You cannot write SVG selector using / SVG. That is wrong syntax. So the answer is third one. If there is anything wrong in your XPath, which tool will help you with the error message? SelectorsHub will help you with the error message. DevTools doesn't show you the error message that what is wrong in your XPath or selectors. Can we export all XPath in Excel from SelectorsHub? So if you have recorded all the XPath in selectors, so apart from copying them, you can also export them into Excel as well. So answer is yes. Let's move on to the next one. Click on next. Are you guys able to follow me? Great. Which all browsers SelectorsHub supports currently? So SelectorsHub supports all the browsers right now. So the option is the last one: Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Opera, Brave, Chromium, Tor. Does SelectorsHub support Cypress? Yes, it does support. Which XPath syntax has better performance? / or / tag name? I have also created a detailed tutorial for this on this, so you can just watch that in SelectorsHub YouTube channel. No, Bhagyasri, / tag name has the better performance, because when you will go with / it will first check all the tag name in the DOM, while / tag name is, it will just directly look for those particular tag name. Okay, next question. If an XPath finds one element match and HTML also present in the DOM for the element, but it has zero viewable area in the UI web page, will that element be clickable through automation? So this will not be clickable through Selenium. Let me show you one example here. So here if you see that SelectorsHub will help you with this, and it will tell you that, let me open this here. Okay, so you see that this Twitter logo here, if you inspect this span, and you see that Twitter is also here, so we feel that we can use this XPath to click on that particular Twitter logo here, because this has text Twitter, and generally we will use this XPath to for this element. But if you hover on this, nothing is highlighted in the UI, like Twitter logo is not getting highlighted on hover on this, though this XPath is very good, right? But as a human being, definitely we will use this XPath. But if you observe this, SelectorsHub tells you this element is not interactable through Selenium automation as it is not visible in UI. Try any nearby element. So this helps you to give you such kind of error message upfront, so that you don't waste time, you don't make any error. Here you will have to use this XPath for this element. Like you see that when you hover on this, it is highlighting in the UI because this has the some area. So will that element be clickable through automation? No. Okay, which all locators are possible to generate by SelectorsHub? XPath, cssSelector ID, all possible. Which tool is capable of verifying multiple XPath in one go? SelectorsHub. Is it possible to generate XPath with or without ID in SelectorsHub? Yes, it is possible. We have seen that attribute filter is there. Does browser engine support XPath 2.0 function like ends with? No. Browser engine supports only XPath 1.0 function. 2.0 ends with like this, not supported. You can SelectorsHub will also help you to learn about these things. Like let me just give you an example here. Starts with, like this is being supported, but if you use ends with here, it will tell you that ends with is XPath 2.0 function which browser doesn't support. So no. Can we generate locators page for POM framework through SelectorsHub? Yes. SelectorsHub can't save the config in local. False. It used to save, like whatever settings you will do, it will save in local. Does SelectorsHub suggest for dynamic ID in dynamic class? Yet it supports. Does SelectorsHub generate the index-based XPath? Yes, it does. You see that it is generating index-based as well. Does SelectorsHub generate the jQuery? Yes, it does. You see that it also gives you jQuery. Which tool gives the right number of matching node for XPath and cssSelector? SelectorsHub. Can SelectorsHub generate the selector for element inside nested iframe? So we have seen this, it is supports that. Which option is correct here? There are two types of XPath here, /tag name, this, and /tag name. They are different. I have created a tutorial for this. You might like to check it out. So when it is written /tag name and not before, not this one. So in this case, it will not look for those tags which is not having the attribute. It will just look for those tags which is not having attribute. While here, it will look for those tags which is having attribute but not the value equal to that. So that's the reason it is not logically same. Can SelectorsHub generate the access-based relative XPath? Yes. Does SelectorsHub generate the XPath for all the nested iframe, or it just generates selectors for inspected element? it generates the for inspected element as well as for all of the iframes. Selectors will generate XPath for all frames along with element selectors. Okay, let me explain this answer again. Which option is correct for this tag name? So always try to read this XPath syntax as it is written. So here it is, what it is doing, /tag name. So first it will find all the tag name. Then immediately we have said not. So what it will do, it will not look for those tag name which is having attribute. So this will find all the tag name which is not having attribute, this attribute, while here it will find all the tag name which is having this attribute. After this, now here in the search result we have tag name which have these attribute. Then it will filter those elements out of these which is not having this attribute equal to this value, while here itself we have excluded those attribute. For this you will have to like practically and very detailed, because this has for this I have created tutorial, quite a detail it is required explanation, so that you can get it on video. Can we inspect the dynamic invisible element using SelectorsHub? Yes, you can use the debugger feature. Which tool supports nested cell DOM? SelectorsHub. Can we copy selectors value without opening SelectorsHub tab? So yes, this is also possible. You haven't seen. You can right click and you can copy the value from here itself directly. You need not to open even SelectorsHub tab. So this is again a great feature that you right click and copy the value right from here. You need not to even open tab tools. Can we use text function to write cssSelector? No. Which syntax is correct? Which sentence is correct? Sorry. Text dot function and normalize space are same function in XPath? No, they are not same. They are different. Can we save the XPath in selectors value in SelectorsHub? Yes, you can save. In cssSelector, what is the use of this arrow? This arrow combinator selects nodes that are direct children of the first element. Yes, this is right. Can we hide the unwanted selector from SelectorsHub UI? Yes, you can customize the UI. Are you guys able to follow me, or if I'm going too fast? Okay, I will just hold on for a minute. Are you let me know if you guys reached till here or I missed. Okay, good, thank you. Do we need to set the driver XPath command every time in SelectorsHub tab? No, it will just once effort it is to set those command, and once you have set, you need not to set these command again and again. Like this command thing, whatever you have set, let's say we have set cy.xpath, this thing. Next time when you will open SelectorsHub, it will come with this command only. And if you have kept it on, it will open as on only. So you need not to set that again and again. Can we use SelectorsHub as editor only without showing the auto-generated selector? Yes. What are the other free productivity booster tools which SelectorsHub offers for testers? So Test Case Studio, Recorder, Browser plugin, Testing Daily app to get the latest testing updates, auto test data, Test Case Hub, all of the above. Can we write XPath with access using SelectorsHub? Yes, you can write access based XPath as well in the search bar. Can we change the default debugger start time in SelectorsHub? Yes, this is also possible. You can change that, because I showed you guys that in 5 seconds, within 5 seconds you have to make the element. You can change that 5 seconds. For which element SelectorsHub shows the auto suggest while typing? Currently inspected element in DOM, first inspect, last inspect, currently selected DOM node. So you see that we have seen here it used to give you these auto suggest. These auto suggest will come with respect to this element, whichever is selected here. It will not like you think in the mind that why it is not giving this XML or this attribute. So it will give this auto suggest with respect to this selected element. Test case studio is used to store the test cases, record the user steps. Testing daily is app to get the latest testing feed. Test case hub is test case repository. Auto test data is web app to generate the test data. Okay, from where we can change here, from the settings you can change. There's a setting here, customize, and here you see that debugger is start time. So this you can, let's say you want within 5 seconds you cannot make the element visible. In that case you can make it 10. You can also make 0. Let me show you this 0 1, very useful. Like let's say there are some cases bubble loader. These are very quick, which immediately disappear, and you cannot make them visible without reloading page. And if you will reload the page, debugger will execute. So how can we do that? How can we inspect these bubble loaders? So here you make it 0 debugger time. Okay. Now you keep your cursor over debugger, refresh the page. After refreshing, then you turn on debugger. Let me refresh. As soon as you see bubble loader, you click on this and you see now we can inspect this bubble loader. So this is how you can inspect the bubble loader. Thanks Asujit for asking this question. It will help a lot people to inspect such bubble loader. So by making that debugger time 0, keep your cursor here and you just refresh the page. Okay. Now, okay, can you tell last 4 questions to? Yes. So this is about tools only, like Test Case Studio used to record the test steps. Testing Daily is app to get the latest testing feed. Test Case Hub, it is a test case repository. And Auto Test Data, this is a web app, which I showed you guys that you can use this to generate the test data. Are we all set? Can we click on submit? Submit it, and here you can view your score. If you have scored 75%, then you will get the certificate. So let us see how much we have scored. So 45 out of 45. Sure, Subham, let me just show you again this thing, bubble loader. So what you have to do, here we have set this 0 debugger time, okay? And now we want to inspect this bubble loader here. So what you do, keep your cursor here because immediately we have to turn on the debugger, refresh the page and let the bubble loader appear, then click on this debugger. And you see that now bubble loader is stopped here. Okay. Let me just share the YouTube SelectorsHub YouTube link, channel link, so that you guys don't miss anything. You will find all the tutorials and everything here for debugger, for all the features which I have shown and miss, and each and everything, every question which was there in SelectorsHub certification. So please do subscribe to the SelectorsHub YouTube channel, this one link I have given, and you will find tutorial for each and everything. Like if I go to here, so you can follow these playlist and you can find each and everything, like // I guess tag name. This you will find the tutorial for this as well. What is the difference between // tag name and // star? So those things, each and every questions you will find it here. There was a question for text, and what is the difference between text dot normalized space? So this also you will find. There was a question, what is the difference between not and not equal function in XPath? So that you will also find it here. So every tutorial is there on SelectorsHub YouTube channel. Just watch, they will help you guys a lot to learn a lot more things. above link is giving 0. Oh, sorry, 1 second, let me just do thing. Please find the updated link here. This should be the correct one. Can someone please confirm that this link is correct? Just open this link. Good. Okay, so you will find all the tutorials here. Thank you, Asujit. Okay, there is a question like how can we find all the elements, all the XPath. So here there's a button, click to generate locators page, multiple selectors. So you click on this and whatever command you want, you can keep it on like this, let's say, and then you can start inspecting the element like this. And you should be able to generate XPath for all the elements like this. In Pro version, even it is faster, you need not to like select one by again and again here. In single shot, you can just inspect all the elements like cut. Let me just, okay, why this is. Like in Pro version, if you want to generate page object model, it is very fast. You see that this inspector is there and you just select once and click all the elements for which you want to generate. So it goes very fast. You guys can take the free trial of Pro version. I will highly recommend. There will not be anything charged to you guys. Just go to here, SelectorsHub Pro. Take a free trial for 1 week. I will highly recommend all of you that just go here, take a free trial for 7 days, use the Pro version, and if you find it not useful, both like Test Case Studio Pro and SelectorsHub Pro, if you don't find it useful, you can just cancel the subscription within 7 days and you will not be charged anything. Or like everything is automated, you can cancel it from your end itself. You need not to reach out or you need not to worry anything. And if anybody is there, like any manager or leader, I will highly recommend that please take this for your team. It will be very helpful. Anyways, if you guys want to use these tools for in incognito mode, so what you can do, just right click here, click on manage extension, right click on the logo, click on manage extension, and here you just have to turn on this toggle to use it in incognito mode. Also, you can allow access to local files, like if you want to use these plugins on local HTML files. So in that case, you can turn it on. How you will get the future updates? So you guys can keep subscribe to SelectorsHub YouTube channel, because we used to keep adding all the information and tutorial there in SelectorsHub YouTube channel. If you need any help, you can always reach out to us on SelectorsHub. Live chat is there. We have this and very much active here. You can also write us on support@selectorshub.com. So you can find the contact us details here. With that, thank you so much everyone for joining, and I will request all of you that please do share these tools with the community. If you want to write any article, any blog, feel free to write it, and do share Testing Daily app with your colleague, with your team, because many of the people are not still aware about Testing Daily. And you guys can follow me on any of these platforms and reach out to me if you have any question. And please do write the review for SelectorsHub, Testing Daily, and do share your feedback. You guys will get this recording on SelectorsHub YouTube channel, so be updated, and I will upload this recording there. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. No, Subham, we need not to set the driver command again and again. It is just like once you have set it, next time you will open SelectorsHub tab, it, whatever command you have set, you will get it there. Thank you, Pula. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. How SelectorsHub is ChatGPT powered. Whenever you will write a XPath with a like syntax error, there's a, you will get a button fix selectors, fix XPath. So that's where we are using the ChatGPT to fix these XPath and selectors syntax error. Also, guys, I'm based out of Bangalore, so if anybody here in Bangalore, Whitefield, used to sit near Phoenix Mall in Whitefield in co-working space. SelectorsHub office is there, so if you are nearby, do check it out. And I got a lot of good goodies and like these kind of logos, so stickers. If you are nearby, you can come to SelectorsHub office and collect it from me. If you have any question, feel free to ask, and if you want, you can just I'm here, you guys. If you want to turn on camera and talk one to one, you can do that. Thank you, Aswajit. Thank you. Okay, there's a question, which sentence is correct? Second one. Both are different. Tutorial is also available, Subham, for this question in Selectors of YouTube channel, so you can watch the like detailed tutorial, like what is the difference between. It's a very good difference between them, so you will like really enjoy this, and very helpful it is. So normalize the space basically trim the space, as well as it used to consider the child text as well, while the dot function doesn't trim, but it also consider the child text, while the text function is just for the while the text function just consider the text of that particular node. Bhagyasri, if there is anything wrong in your XPath, which tool will help you with the error message? So DevTools doesn't give you, like in your in Control app DevTools, if you try to verify, it will not give you that particular error message. While SelectorsHub will give you the exact error message what is wrong in your XPath. So the answer is SelectorsHub. Requesting all of you that please don't keep this learning with you only. Please let others know. You can give the presentation in your team, in your company, also in any conference meetup you want to present all these tools. Feel free to do that. I will share this presentation link as well with all of you, so you can use that to present anywhere or to write anything. Sure, Rajesh, you can get all the contact information and everything on SelectorsHub website, so that you will get it there. Uh, yes, please, you can ask your question. MD Khaja, you can ask. If it will be like, if I can answer, definitely I will. And those who have taken the certification, you will get the certificate on your inbox in the email ID which you have used. If you didn't find in inbox, then please do check out your spam folder as well, and feel free to share it in LinkedIn as well as in social media platform. Also, you can add the certificate in your LinkedIn profile, because lot many companies these days ask for SelectorsHub in their JD. Which option is correct? Second option is correct, Subham. Please share your feedback about this bootcamp in social media, so that like other people also, from next time whenever I used to host this, they will get help from it. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thanks once again everyone for joining. Yes, Subham, selectors have generate the jQuery. Great to hear, GK, and thanks for joining. Thank you. Thanks again. No, Subham, browser engine doesn't support XPath 2.0 function. Which XPath syntax has better performance? // tag name for sure. Please tell me the correct answer for this question. Test Case Studio is used to record the user step. Second option, because Test Case Studio is the recorder plugin, Sweta. If you guys want, you can just turn on your camera. We can take a quick picture. Very few people left. I just got. If an XPath finds one element match an HTML also present in the DOM for the same element, but it has zero viewable area in the UI web page, will that element will be clickable through automation? No, that element will not be clickable through Selenium or automation, because you see that I mean, if you want to interact with something, that thing should be physically present. It's very simple. So it is not possible. It will throw error. Yes, you can just right click and copy. Shubham, you are asking all the questions one by one. I will recommend and request that try it by yourself. Any more questions, guys? No one has added review for testing daily. Can you guys please add review for testing daily here? Or just give 5-star rating. That will be very helpful and motivating for me. Sure, Sonali, you can add this. You can add it in your LinkedIn profile wherever you want in Naukri.com. Also, guys, you can join the SelectorsHub Telegram group. So if you have any question in future, you can directly ask and immediately ask there. Uh, I have sent the link in the calendar invite, so you must be having that there. Also in Telegram, you can search. Or let me just paste the link here for SelectorsHub Telegram group. So here you can join Telegram group. Okay, so guys, that's all for today. If you have any question, you can ask, or else we can end the session for today. Okay, great then. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye.